Hello everyone. On behalf of the guidance team, Miss O'Mara and myself, Miss O'Sullivan, I would like to take you through a few slides that we have prepared to help you make an informed choice about senior cycle subject choice. At this stage, you have a few options to consider for your senior cycle: transition year, Leaving Certificate applied, and the traditional Leaving Cert. Transition year and subject choice. If you decide to do transition year in September 2022, you will not have to think about subject choice until this time next year, 2023. I just want to talk to you a little bit about the LCA option, and LCA stands for the Leaving Certificate Applied. It's over 2 years. It's based on continual assessment, so it's very different to our traditional Leaving Cert. You accumulate what's known as credits over the 2 years. So depending on the number of credits you get with your assignments and your task interviews and all the work that you do, you will either pass the LCA program, pass with merit, or pass with distinction. Now, we have to be very clear: if you do LCA, you will not be able to apply directly to the CAO to go to an Institute of Technology or a university, but you will be entitled to apply for a PLC course. And if you do a PLC course, you receive what's called a QQI qualification. That's Quality Qualification Ireland Level 5, and some students stay on to do a second year at PLC level and receive a Level 6 award. Now, if you do a PLC course, generally speaking, you do 8 modules. And if you get 8 distinctions in a PLC course, that's the equivalent of 390 points. And some students would then, after their PLC course, apply to the CAO to attend an Institute of Technology or a university for further study. Now, it can be competitive, and the places, they reserve a certain number of places for PLC candidates, but many students have gone on to third level through the PLC route. Now, you may decide as well, if you're not doing a PLC, if you're doing LCA, you may decide to do an apprenticeship, or some of you may decide just to start work straight away. Now, if you're doing the traditional Leaving Certificate, most students will take 7 subjects. You have your core subjects: Irish, English, Maths. Some may have an exemption from Irish, and then you may decide to do 4 more, to choose 4 more. And this is really what our talk is about, to help you with the 4 more and what points to keep in mind. The list of subjects offered this year are there, as you can see, starting with the languages: French, Spanish, working our way through to design, communication, graphics, and on the right hand side, all the science subjects, finishing off there with PE and applied maths. In relation to LCVP, in order to qualify for LCVP, 2 subjects are selected from one of the vocational subject groupings, and the list you can see there and read for yourselves set out below. And to qualify for LCVP, the LCVP programme requirements are as follows: at least 5 Leaving Certificate subjects, one of which must be Irish, plus the linked modules, unless you have an exemption from Irish. 2 of the above subjects must be selected from one of the designated vocational subject groupings in the previous slide, the linked modules for LCVP, and a recognised course in a modern language other than English or Irish. Before choosing your subjects, it's very important that you consider the other language requirement. That is, do I need to keep on French or Spanish as a Leaving Certificate subject? Because some of the NUI, or all of the NUI colleges, will look for the other language, or third language as it's sometimes referred to, as an entry requirement for the colleges. So NUI Maynooth, UCD, Galway and University College Cork, St Angela's in Sligo for Home Economics, Shannon College for Hotel Management, the Cadets, and the Royal College of Surgeons. Now, you don't have to have honours French or honours Spanish, but if you got an 06 or a H7, it would meet the entry requirement for the NUI colleges. Exemptions from the other language rule. If you have a hearing difficulty, dyslexia, specific learning disability, you may actually be exempt from the other language requirement. So generally what happens, students will apply in 5th or 6th year to the NUI office for their exemption. Now, if you're not doing the other language, but you are interested in engineering, science courses, an agricultural program at UCD, nursing, or doing a course in UL, DCU, all the institutes of technology, Trinity, National College of Art and Design, they do not look for the other language requirement. So just to keep that in mind. Now, in relation to Maynooth University, and of course, Maynooth University is one of our NUIs, any of their business, law, accountancy or finance degrees no longer require the other language, but this applies to Maynooth only. Now, however, if you wish to study a business or law through an arts degree programme in Maynooth, you do need the other language or third language as an entry requirement. Now, exemptions from Irish. Candidates submitting a certificate of exemption on the basis of a specific learning disability, for example, dyslexia, will apply to Irish as it does to the third language. Now, all information can be found on the NUI website. And again, it's usually 5th year, 6th year, people will apply for those exemptions. Now, please note the exemption forms are on the website. It's just nui.ie. You may need a psychologist's report certifying the learning disability, plus a psychologist's certificate of exemption applies to candidates who have not received a DES certificate of exemption. And as I said, you can apply for your exemption in 5th or 6th year, and some students will wait until they're in 6th year and have their CAO number before applying, because they will ask for that on your application for an exemption. Now, remember, if you are not doing, for example, French or Irish or both, you will need 6 traditional Leaving Certificate subjects to apply directly for a Level 8. That's an honours degree programme in any of the universities or the ITs. So instead of doing, for example, Irish, you may probably take on another subject. Some students may decide, our last bulletin point there, to take on LCVP. Now, LCVP is not recognised as a traditional Leaving Certificate subject, but it is recognised for points purposes. So a distinction in LCVP is the equivalent of a H4, that's 66 points. So if you have 6 traditional subjects in your Leaving Cert and LCVP is your 7th subject, if LCVP is one of your best 6 grades in the Leaving Cert, they will use that 66 points as part of your points calculation, and yet you will still have your 6 traditional subjects that will allow you to apply for a Level 8 degree programme. The second thing you need to consider before you make your choice is to look at science. Do I need to keep on a science subject or science subjects in my Leaving Cert? The following courses will require at least one science subject at honours level in the Leaving Cert, and you can see the list of them there for yourself: medicine, engineering, veterinary, right down dietitian and pharmacy. Some courses may have a particular science requirement. For example, human nutrition and dietetics in TUD. TUD is the Technological University Dublin, where DIT, Tala and Blanchardstown join together for university status. And that particular course looks for a H4 in chemistry. So not only are they looking for a subject, but they're looking for a specific grade. Dentistry in UCC is a H4 in chemistry and in physics or biology. Veterinary medicine in UCD, H5 in chemistry. Now, this is particularly important little point to note. If you're interested in primary teacher training in England, most colleges will require a science subject at Leaving Cert level as an entry requirement. And remember, many courses do not require a science subject as an entry requirement, and a smaller number do. So if you're not interested in science and you don't like science and you will not be doing anything that's science or medically related when you leave school, you don't have to worry about taking on a science subject because there are plenty of other options there. And once you have considered, do I need to keep on a third language or the other language, or do I need to keep on a science subject? It's now important to consider the subjects that you are good at for points, because if you like a subject and you enjoy a subject, you are going to do well at that subject in your Leaving Cert. And remember, it will be very challenging to take up the following for the Leaving Cert if you have not studied them for the Junior Cert. It is very important to talk to the subject teacher before making a decision. And you can see there design and communication graphics, languages, all the science subjects. You do not need business studies or accountancy in your Leaving Cert to study them at third level. Now, it is an advantage to have accountancy at Leaving Cert level if you plan to do accountancy at third level. But we can't emphasize it enough. If you haven't studied a language since first year, or a science subject since first year, or tech graph, it's very important to talk to a teacher of the subject before you take it on. It is possible to take up the following, but again, remember, talk to a teacher: home economics, art, biology, ag science, and music. You need to be able to play an instrument or be a good singer. Now, if you would like to make an appointment with myself or Miss O'Mara to chat about subject choice, or if we can answer any questions you have, our email addresses are there: josullivan@stmarysedenderry.ie and cO'Mara@stmarysedenderry.ie, or you can also contact us on Teams and we'd be more than happy to give you an appointment or answer any questions that you might have. Our last slide, or second last slide here, is useful websites or resources. It's very important when you're doing research, do not Google things, just generally Googling stuff. There are key websites to get, I suppose, factual information about what you're looking for. Qualifax.ie, subject choice information, curriculum online, careers portal I'll come back to in a second, CAO, and our own website, St Mary's Edenderry. We have our own guidance tab, and when you click on that, it will take you to our information booklet on senior cycle subject choice, and it will also have a suite of information slides subject teachers have put together, which is a fantastic resource to have to help you make informed choices. You can also, as I said there earlier, talk to a guidance counsellor, myself or Miss O'Mara. And if you are not sure now, keep your options open. So if you like French and you're not too bad at it, and you don't mind science, but you're undecided, perhaps your best bet is keep your options open. Now, I just want to draw your attention to the careers portal. On the careers portal, these are hyperlinks. So obviously, if you click on careers portal, it will take you straight to the careers portal website. But once you click on the careers portal website, this is what you will find: the career guidance tools for all. That's their home page. But as you scroll down, there will be a section called parents. And if you click on parents, to the right hand side, there will be a little box that says subject choice, Leaving Certificate subject choice. And if you click on that, there's a wealth of information there: frequently asked questions, tips for subject choice, explaining all the subjects, career options. So it's a fantastic resource to have. So just again, I'll pop back there to that slide. Now it won't let me go back, but that slide is there for the website addresses. So I want to wish everyone the very best of luck, and take your time, make informed choices, and if we can be of any help, please let myself know or let Miss O'Mara know. And thank you very much. Bye bye.